Friends, you can be from any part of the world. If you have relinquished your Indian citizenship and you're looking for OCI, then in this video, I'm covering in depth, in detail, even the minutest detail on how to fill your application correctly without any mistake and logic behind what documents will go. And not just that, you'll also get to know what you have paid for. And in case you are in for a surprise that you have paid anything extra for which you have not availed service with the service agency, I will show you that in the video, how to ask for refund. I got my refund back, and so is the case with others who after watching my video followed up and they too got the refund. So do watch the video till the end. Two important things you will get out of this video, and even then you have question in mind, I'll tell you how to get that clarified. There is this mandatory requirement now that you have to give a declaration on your Indian voter ID and ration card. If you don't have, it's a straightforward case. You just fill that application, give a declaration that you don't have, and that should do. Now, in case you have voter ID, how to do the cancellation, how to surrender this, you will have to come to the Election Commission of India website. Now, here it can be multiple scenario. One, you got your voter ID and at that point you had given an Indian number. You will need an Indian phone number for OTP receiving, and then your voter ID detail, which is EPIC number. So first step is to fill form 6, which you can find here, and then update the phone number. So in case the phone number is not updated, you will have to come to this form 6, update the phone number. This way, if you had not registered phone number, this phone number will get updated on the record. In case your phone number is already on record, then you can skip this process. The OTP will come to the registered Indian phone number. So once this update happens almost immediately, then you come to form 7, which you find here, and then choose not Indian anymore as the option as reason. Then you enter house address, attest, and submit the application. Then once you do this, you will get a reference number, and just get that reference number attached along with the mandatory declaration what you are doing for voter ID. So in case of ration card, not all state have online option. So some of the individuals who are not in India, what they're doing is they're requesting their family members to go and get this physically done locally because it is state specific. And I'm trying to consolidate everything, and I'll share the detail as and when I get the update. So you can check the description, or you can also check my website where I'll be organizing everything at one place as I keep getting the information. So in case you are going through the process and you have an update, please do share here so that it helps others who are going through this process. So in case you're thinking of acquiring India citizenship again, then this is a must-watch video. You will get to know what is the timeline or how the process works and all those details. This video will explain how to get refund from BLS. In this video, you will get to know about OCI detailed explanation. I'm making a video on my experience as an OCI in India, which you can find in the link which is in the description. And also, if you are a foreign spouse, then how to apply that video. And if it is a foreign-born minor, that video is also available. If you are in Canada, then recently the Consulate General of India and BLS Service Canada, they have revised their fee. As you can see, now the fee for Consulate General of India, Toronto, I'm showing for Toronto. If you are in Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, this is your fee. Depending on which province you are, you will have to check the fee. I'll share all the link to this, and that way you know how much fee you have to pay to process your OCI application and by what method. That also you'll get to know as we move with the video. Okay, so with the Consulate General of India, Toronto, you will pay $376. Okay, and then with BLS International Service Canada Inc., you will pay $1.70. This is the processing fee. Okay, so these are the two fees. Now, in case you are going for a pickup and drop service, instead of doing a walk-in, wherein BLS will arrange for a pickup through a delivery partner who will pick up your documents, and then once your OCI card is ready, it will be delivered to you back at your home. So if you're going for that, you will be additionally paying them the courier fee. You see here, this is the snapshot which I'm sharing with you to give you an example of how the excess money refund I got. And this is the breakdown which BLS gave. I had to insist on giving the breakdown. And when I got this, I saw that the photography service I had not availed. Passport cover I did not require. Passport cover is a cover for the passport, which was charged to me, and then the EP. So for each member, right, this was charged extra. And then I got the refund from BLS. So mistake do happen. I was insisting them. I followed over multiple email, and then finally when I got this, I saw that definitely there was an excess charge. And not just me, few of them who followed my video, the previous video, they also confirmed of getting the refund for the pickup and drop service what they had paid. Now I'm hoping that BLS has taken care of this, and this excess charge which was automatically happening has been revised. But I just wanted to share this with you. As you can see, BLS then corrected and refunded the money back. So this is one information I thought will be handy for you. Now we come to the filling up of application. Here I'll show you how you can fill up your application online. This is the website, ociservices.gov.in. This is the website where you have to go and fill the application online. Only is available. You have to apply online. And once the application is done, you take the printout of application, then you add documents along with this, send to the service provider. If you are in Canada, it is BLS. If you are in US, it's going to be VFS. So you'll have to check which service provider your country of stay has, and accordingly you'll have to send to them for the processing. If you're in India, it's a different process altogether. You have to be in India for 6 months before you can apply for OCI. So those things you'll get to know as we proceed with the video. Once you're filling up the application, if you have made any mistake on the application itself, there's an option to edit. And if you have uploaded wrong document, you have option to re-upload the document. Still, if you have made mistake with your application, don't worry. You can create a new application. Again, that also you will get to see. And once you create the new application, make sure the right application is sent to your service provider for the processing. So with that, let's get into the application process. Once you click here to proceed, you come to this page, and on this page, you see here, new OCI registration. By default, you will be shown this, and you can click to proceed after you read through this, okay, the prerequisite and after registration. Now in the prerequisite part, right, for the applicant's image and applicant's signature image, there is a dimension which is mentioned, and here you might hit a roadblock on how to exactly get this dimension. Don't worry, I have covered you. So I have made this video, OCI application prepare photo and signature, where you will get to know how you can resize the entire thing. So do watch the video in case you are stuck. If you can make it, very well. If not, this video will help you with that. So once you've started with your application and you save in between, you can come out and using your temporary number, which will come to your email ID also, or you can note it down. You can just enter that and again start from where you left. You have that option when you're filling up your new OCI registration. You see here, OCI registration in lieu of valid PIO card. So if you had PIO card earlier, you'll have to submit your PIO card to get your OCI card. In case PIO card is lost, then this is the section. I'm not covering this part. OCI miscellaneous service. This is an important section. So there are some milestones where you may have to update your OCI card. OCI is valid for lifetime. But then you will have to update your OCI card. You see here, just go through this entire detail. So this should help you. The other part is when you're filling up your application, in case you want to upload or re-upload the document part only, then you can use this section to upload the document in the application which you are filling. In case you are uploading image, that is photo or signature, this is the place where you can come and do that again. And for the status inquiry, that is once your application starts to process, this is where you will come and find the detail. Or this reprint submitted application, this part you go through this. In case you have made any mistake on your application and you have not done the process, you can just go make a fresh application and then submit the correct one for the processing. Till such time you have not paid money to the service provider, you can create more than one application. Whichever is the correct one, make sure you send the correct one for the processing. So I hope this also helps you. So here we come to new OCI registration and then click proceed. Go through the instruction, this entire thing, and then I have read this instruction and then accept. Now you have to enter the CAPTCHA as it is shown and then enter. Here you have two choice, fill new application. If you are starting new, you use this. In case you have started with your application and you stopped somewhere and you want to continue, then using your temporary number, you can complete your partially filled application, which I talked about a little while back. So we will click on fill new application. Now this place of submission, whichever country you're applying from, you will select that. In my case, I'm selecting Canada, and then once I select this, you see mission. Automatically you get this drop down which shows where all the mission is in Canada, and I'm choosing the closest one. Now when it comes to applicant's information, surname, if you don't have a surname, then just you can keep it blank or you can write it like this. This is a universally accepted convention when you have something blank. Okay, this is not a mandatory field, so you can even keep it blank. And make sure the name and surname, what you write, matches with the passport, what you have. In case you had a different name earlier, then in that case, you'll have to submit an affidavit copy of the name change. So in that case, I would suggest you to call your service provider once. If you're in Canada, BLS, just know from them what is the exact process. This way you'll not make any mistake. If it is a straightforward case, make sure you enter your name and surname correctly. Then sex part, you will not make a mistake here. Date of birth, as it is in your passport. Country of birth, you select from the list, like I'm selecting India. State of birth, again, it's a straightforward thing. You can go and select the state where your birth was. Okay, in case you belong to a state which went through bifurcation, like Bihar got divided into Bihar and Jharkhand, so was Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, or Andhra and Telangana. In such cases, just call up the service agency, understand from them how to fill this part. That way you know that you're not making any mistake. And whenever you call the service agency, make sure you note down the person's name, what date and time you have called. Just in case there is any error with the application and you feel that it is not because of you, you will get a chance to go and represent that and write to the service agency. So now I have filled up this part, okay, to make it a little faster. And this is the temporary application ID. So if you have to come back where you have left, only if you save this application and exit, you can come and start from where you left. So this temporary ID, make sure you copy and keep it. Okay. So once this is done, then current nationality, I've selected Canada here. National identification number. Now in my case, when I filled the application, I entered the citizenship certificate number. And this is not a mandatory field. Some of them, they left it blank and they got their application back to them. So don't make that mistake. Don't leave it blank. BLS has now clarified to me, I spoke to them and they said, even passport number, like the current country passport number, that you can enter. Okay. So make sure not the India passport, but the country where you are citizen now. So that detail goes here. Then visible mark. This is a mandatory section in case you have no record ever. Make sure you identify one and just make the closest description. So do that. Then based on what you select here, the marital status, you will be asked more questions. If you are unmarried, then your form will be shorter. Your spouse detail, of course, will not be asked. If you select separated but divorced, okay. So in this case, again, I would suggest call up the service agency to know what all document you will have to submit. And if you're married, then again, it's a very straightforward process, which I will show you. And divorcee, widow or widower, you would have your documents related to this. Okay. So that you will get to see. So select whichever is applicable in your case. And I'm selecting married here. Coming to the applicant's passport detail, you enter the passport detail, which is in your current passport. This is not India passport, your current nationality passport. If you're in Canada, your Canadian passport. If you're in US, your US passport. That detail you enter and make sure you look at your passport not once, twice, thrice to enter the passport number. A lot of people in Canada are making mistake of entering O as 0 and 0 as O, and that application is getting rejected. So make sure you know your passport number, validate that. If you have confusion, ask with your passport issuing agency what that detail is, and then make an entry. Date of issue, date of expiry, you will find on your passport, you enter that, no mistake here. Place of issue, in case you are in Canada, in your passport, it will show issuing authority, whichever location is entered, you make that entry here. Coming to the applicant's family detail, here father's name, nationality, profession, mother's name, nationality and profession, that gets selected. So for the profession, there is a drop down. Okay. So you select from this drop down, whichever is the closest one. If they are retired, you select retired. If they are housewife, you select housewife. And here this part is for the record purpose. So in case parents are no more, don't worry, just enter their details and whatever their last profession was. So this part is taken care. Are you applying OCI on basis of Indian spouse OCI card? So here by this you can understand this is for the foreign spouse. I have made a separate video for foreign spouse. The requirements are different. The documentations are different. So if you select yes, then you have to follow the other video which I have made. The link will be in the description. Here I have selected no, and then enter spouse name, nationality, profession, again from the drop down. So it might happen in many cases that entire family has acquired the citizenship now. So even if the other party is doing the same process, you have to select the current nationality. Okay. So whatever passport they have, the latest one, that nationality will go here, and the profession. Then date of birth of the spouse, make no mistake, marriage registration date. Now, in some cases, it's very simple. In some cases, it can be complicated because marriage gets solemnized on a date and then you go and get your marriage registration done. So your certificate will have a solemnized date and then the marriage registration date. So here again, I clarified with BLS, whatever the marriage registration date is, that goes here, in case you have that confusion where the marriage date and marriage registration date both are shown different. In your marriage certificate, whatever is the registration date, that is the date you will enter here. Then comes the spouse passport, passport issue date, expiry date, and place of issue, then relationship with root Indian. Here, because you have just relinquished your India passport, you will select self. If that is not the case, then you will select one of them, whichever is the closest here. So this part is done. Then come, save and continue. Now just to show this to you, say you have exited whatever you had filled and it was not filled fully, you can come again to new registration, proceed, enter, I have read the instruction, accept, enter CAPTCHA, enter, and you come to complete partially filled application. Here enter the temporary ID, enter the CAPTCHA, and then go ahead. So you come to the partially filled application, and to continue, you click here. To exit and complete later, you click here. So we will continue. Coming to the page 2 of the registration form, here occupation you choose from the drop down, whichever is the closest. If you are a housewife, you choose this. If you are out of work, you have lost your job, you can choose others. And when it comes to address of employer, you enter your employer's detail if you have one and their contact detail. If not, say you lost your job, in that case, you can enter your home address and your own phone number. And when you're submitting your document, I'll show you how you will send your document for this occupation detail. Okay. Now, this part is taken care. Applicant's address detail, this will be your address. Again, for your address proof, you will be sending either your driving license or any other record. Make sure the address matches exactly with whichever document you're going to send. Lot of people, they make mistake here. Even a slightest variation, even before the application goes to the consulate, the agency will send this back to you. So make sure you match the address as it will be in your document, whichever document you will be sending as proof of address. So once that is entered, the zip code or pin code or area code, you see here for Toronto, I have shown accordingly whichever place you are, you will have to enter that, and it's a mandatory. Then your mobile number, in case you don't have a telephone number, just give your spouse number or some other alternate number. Don't leave this blank. Then your email ID. So once this is done, next, in this section, whatever you have filled so far, the entire detail is right in front of you. You have a chance to check, recheck, cross-check, and making sure all the entries here are correct. So once you look at this, you still have chance to go and modify in case you find any error in this application. Once you have confirmed that this is done, you go and submit. Now, this is the image upload section. Here you also have a reference number with which you can exit, come back and start from where you left. So make sure to note down this reference number, and if you're ready to continue, you just click yes, I'm ready with the image. So here, two image, one is the signature part and the other one is your photograph. So make sure that the photo is as per specification, 2 inch by 2 inch, and as it is given in the sample photo. Lot of rejections happen here if the photos are not as per the given direction. So get it done from a photo studio. Unlike the Canadian passport requirement where you need to have a photo studio seal at back, here you don't have to have one. But make sure you take from a good photo studio. If you are in Canada, you will find a lot of studios where they know what the Indian specification is. So this, you can get it done. I made this video for which you can find link in the description, or just by typing OCI application prepare photo, you will get to know how to exactly make sure that it is well within the dimension which is given, both for signature and photograph. You can go and watch this video. You will make no mistake thereafter. Coming back to the upload section, here you see the file cannot be larger than 500 KB and ratios are given here. Okay, you can just go through that. If you watch my video, you will make as per the required specification what is given here. So once, yes, I am ready with the image, then we start uploading both photo and signature. So you see here, this is for the photo and this is for the signature. So let me click on choose photo. So you see here, once this has been uploaded, here it says applicant photo which you have selected is as per instructions. If you want to change, then click crop and drag the white selected area, or else can directly upload the original image. So this image is acceptable because it is 2 inch by 2 inch. And if it is not, then just click crop, and then you have this option to drag. You see, this is in 2 inch by 2 inch ratio. You just drag and make it as per the requirement. So once this is done, this part is done, we go to the applicant's signature. Again, signature is also in the ratio which is given. Okay, it shows here. If not, you just click on crop and then you can adjust accordingly. You see here. So once this is done, cropped section is found. You get to see this image and the signature will come on your OCI card. So make sure you check, recheck and cross check. Once this is done, click upload. Once the upload is complete, you see your photograph and the signature, and this is what will come on your OCI card. And here, if you want to upload again, you have a choice to do that. If you don't want to upload again, I have uploaded successfully. Click here. Now here, the file reference has been created, and what documents are required. There's a long list of documents, then your Indian origin document which is given. I will just go over it. Your current passport. In case you are a Canadian citizen, it will be your Canada passport. If US passport. Employment letter or work letter, this will be from your employer. It's a basic document. It will have your name, your company name, address, their phone number, your designation, and basic thing like how long you have been working with them. You don't need to mention what your salary is and all those things. It's a basic document that you're gainfully employed. So you can get that from your employer. If you don't get from them, once you write email to them and there is no response, you can take a printout of that email and on a A4 piece of paper, you can just mention your employment detail by yourself and then sign the document that I tried getting it from my company, I did not get it. These are my details. That should suffice. In case you're a housewife, on a piece of paper, just mention that you're a housewife. And if you have lost your job, don't be ashamed of anything. It happens. Just write it down that you're currently unemployed, and that should work fine when you're uploading your document. So when it comes to Indian origin proof, it will be your cancelled India passport, and along with that, your surrender certificate. So when you're uploading, right, there will only be one space for you to upload, and there are multiple documents, your India cancelled passport and surrender certificate. So the best way to do this arrangement is to go to a Word document, bring the image of your cancelled passport, whichever page has that cancelled passport seal, the front and back page, and then your surrender certificate. So say that comes in 2 to 3 page, then you go and save this document, save as PDF, and that way you will be able to save your document and it becomes one single file where all details are there. So that is a desi jugaad which you can do. Here for the Indian visa, it will be your COPR which you will upload, and that you would have got at the time of the landing. Also, your passport will have this seal when you landed. So those two documents you can arrange in a Word document and upload as a PDF. So that gets taken care. Remaining we will see when we go to the upload section, like marriage certificate. You might not need joint declaration, PIO card, relationship certificate, depending on the type of application. So all this document list, when we are uploading, we'll get to see. Indian origin document, your cancelled passport should suffice. And once you get through with this, click proceed to part B. In this part B section, citizenship detail, all my responses here are no. In your case, you have to go through each of this question and then respond your answer accordingly. And if you say yes, then additional detail will be asked for that particular query. For example, have you, any member of your family, applied for Overseas Citizen of India registration earlier? I will go over few examples. I will not cover entirely because it is self-explanatory. This part, you can get confused. There are two scenarios. One of your family member went through the citizenship process earlier, had surrendered India passport and already went through with the OCI application process. In that case, your response will be yes. In scenario 2, when entire family has together relinquished or surrendered India passport and now you are applying for OCI almost together, in that case, the response will be no. I hope this clarifies any confusion you have. Go through each question and choose your response accordingly. And in case you're confused, call up your service provider, whichever country you are in. Like if you are in Canada, you call up BLS, get this clarified. And whenever you call, make sure you note down the person to whom you're speaking, his name, date when you're speaking, and time when you spoke to that person. In case you have any issue with your application and you want to escalate with BLS on what you spoke and what information you got, it will be easier for you. So choose your response and just go over this entire thing. Okay. In my case, I have chosen no as the response. If you still have any question, you can use the comment section. I will try to respond to best of my ability. And now moving to present nationality detail. So whatever you had filled earlier, that automatically comes here as your name, present nationality, and acquisition method. Here, by birth will not be in your case. This is for the adult application. You were Indian citizen earlier. Now you have got your citizenship by naturalization. So you choose naturalization here and then the date when this happened. Okay. So you choose that date when the citizenship happened. Now, if you're doing this for your child who is born in a country outside India, then you choose this by birth. I have made a separate video for this. Here in your case, it will be naturalization. Okay. So once this is done, come down. Other detail, again, previous nationality of applicant, if any, India, and then the surrendered passport numbers. That goes here. Okay. Then comes, do you have relatives staying in India? You select your response. Here I am saying yes. And then you can add the name of the member. Okay. Present address, relationship, and age. So if you have more than one person as a relative staying in India, you can keep adding those many members. Once the entry is made, then the next one is, has any of the applicant faced criminal proceeding? You select your option here. I'm selecting no, and then submit. So we come to this page where we will start uploading supporting document, and this is a mandatory section. So once you click here, upload documents, here you have a drop down where you select the list of document which you will be uploading. Here you see this note, you can upload, re-upload document 5 times, after which the re-upload will not be allowed. That is, you have uploaded, say, current passport, you want to replace that, you can do that these many number of times. And there is a view limit 3 times, after which it will not be allowed. So you'll get to see what that is. And document upload, right? So here from the drop down for the married individual, current passport, that will go as an upload. Employment work letter, that will go as an upload. Indian origin proof, that will go as an upload. And then the marriage certificate. So these are the only 4 documents which will go as an upload from you. Now for the current passport, which will be your current citizenship passport, for example, your Canadian passport. Then the employment or work letter, in case you get this from company, well and good. If you don't get it, write it on a piece of A4 size paper and then sign at the bottom. For the Indian origin proof, this will be your surrendered passport where the cancelled is written. So you take your front and back and where cancelled stamp is done. So you take that page and to make it into a single document, as I told you before, you can take the image to Word document and then save as PDF. And to be on a safer side, you can also add your surrendered certificate to the Indian origin proof. So one single document, it will have your India passport, cancelled passport information, that is front, back, and where the cancelled stamping is, and also your surrender certificate. That way you're covered from making no mistake. And then marriage certificate, this also you will have to upload. Okay. So this will do with your upload part. These are the only 4 documents which is required. To be on safer side, because from time to time there have been surprises which people have been commenting in previous video, call up the service agency and check with them if there are any other document to be uploaded. As far as I look from the drop down, these 4 documents should do your work. So this is the upload part. In case you're single, in that case marriage certificate is not required. The remaining document will do your work. So this is with the upload. I will go ahead with the upload. So each document has a allowable size, you see here, and it has to be in PDF. So make sure you have these documents made in PDF, as I said before, and then choose file and upload. In this Indian origin proof, you see here from the drop down, in most cases, it will be your previous Indian passport, which you will select as self. If not, you go and choose from the option which you have. Okay, read this carefully. So once that is uploaded, once your documents are uploaded, make sure you have uploaded the right document. So you can go and view document. For each, there is a limit of 3 views. And to re-upload, you have a limit of 5. Okay, this is what I was talking about. So for a married person, these are the only 4 documents what is required. If you're single, then marriage certificate is not required in your case. So once you have reviewed everything, you do a final submit. So your submission is done, and then you can generate registration form. So you see here, download is done. Once we open this, this is how the document will look like. Okay. Now, if you're doing a walk-in, make sure you take all 7 page, what you see here, and it could be in black and white. You need not take any color photograph, and make sure you're taking all 7 page if you're doing walk-in. Why? Because people have been charged for each page $5, which if you're taking in your library, it's few cents each page which will cost you. So take all 7 page when you do a walk-in. So we are at the checklist, and please listen to this carefully. There are 2 scenarios. One is you're doing a walk-in. The other one is you're sending it by post to your agency. In case in Canada, you're sending this to BLS. So if you're doing a walk-in, anything which is shown as original here in the document and your marriage certificate, carry with you when you make a walk-in. You will show to them and take it back. You don't hand over any of the originals when you do a walk-in. If it is postal service, then you don't send any of the original document. I'm repeating, if you're sending it by post, you don't send your India passport, citizenship certificate, or your foreign passport. Even marriage certificate, nothing you send original by post. If you send it, forget it. People have sent it by post, and then after that, it was gone. So remember that anything which you are sending as a photocopy, you have to do a self-attestation. Self-attestation is nothing but doing your signature on that page. So first will be your checklist, and here you see to be verified by applicant. Either you write checked or you can just make a tick. Online application form, all 7 pages, whether it is walk-in or by post, take 7-page printout, black and white only. Surrender certificate, photocopy, self-attested. Then your India passport, foreign citizenship certificate, foreign passport. If you're doing a walk-in, carry original. If it is by post, then only photocopy, self-attested. Marriage certificate, self-attest, photocopy. Spouse passport. So for those who are married, you'll have to send your spouse passport photocopy only. Again, self-attested. You can self-attest that. And this is a requirement. The reason you will get to know if you're reading the complete OCI requirement document, why spouse detail is getting asked. So you will send photocopy of your spouse passport, self-attested. Then professional detail of your applicant, that is your company's employment detail which you had uploaded. Same thing goes here. Proof of address, you see here, these are the document which is allowed. Driving license, photo ID issued by Ontario government, and utility bill that is electricity, water, gas, phone, internet, and it must be recent. In case you have any doubt, call the agency like BLS and get this cleared. So this is on the address part. For the fees, so the rates have revised. You can see here for Consulate General of India, Toronto, you see this, which will be a demand draft or a money order. For each applicant, it is $376. Now, make sure you're clicking the right link, that is OCI-fresh.php. When you come to the BLS website, you can come here, OCI, types of OCI, fresh, OCI application. So this page will open and here you have to select application fee, get this date. And for each applicant, you'll have to make a separate demand draft. If you're a family of four different Consulate General of India, Toronto, or any jurisdiction you are from, for that separate demand draft, and then 4 demand drafts in name of BLS National Services Canada Inc. for $1.70. And now when you're going to the bank, for each of this demand draft, bank is going to charge you approximately $10 per demand draft. So you must ask for a waiver. In most cases, bank waives off because of client relationship. So make sure to ask for this bank waiver to the, so if it is a family of 4, you will have 4 demand drafts separate for each one of you in name of Consulate General of India, Toronto, or any jurisdiction, and a separate for BLS International Service Canada in this. And other than that, there is a courier fee, which is a separate fee you will pay to BLS if you're going for pickup and drop service. On the contact us page, you will find the BLS center and their address, and each of this address caters to which all location. Find this entire list and go and check this out for your location in Canada. And they also have their phone number. Then comes the photograph. Here is the photograph specification. Make sure when you're going to the studio to get your photograph done, these things are known to them. Any good photo studio, if you are in Canada and if you are around Toronto, most of them know what the requirement is, so that should not be a problem. Once all documents were organized in the manner what is given here, what I did was, with the photograph and the demand draft, I put that in an envelope and secured that with the U-clip. That way, anyone who is handling, they get photograph and demand draft, and chances of losing becomes almost negligible. Now that all your required documents are ready, you have 2 options. One, walk in to the service agency. In case you are in Canada, it is BLS. Getting an appointment was a long wait time when I was trying. So I chose the pickup and drop service. They have an optional link here, but I would recommend you to call them on the number and they will send you the link to your email ID. And this is also an important thing, because when you're asking for the breakdown from them, you're not there for a surprise. And that way, you can always escalate if you find that you have been overcharged. So this should start your OCI application. I hope find this video helpful. And in case you still have any question, please do use the comment section. And like always, I will respond to all your queries. Friends, do check out my website, CanadaTriedAndTested.com, which I keep updating from time to time. And as you can see, I have organized everything in a way easy for you to find based on the topic of your interest, be it business, be it Canadian citizenship, and anything and everything what you would be interested in. Baby related, immigration tools, anything related to Mississauga, Toronto, personal finance, or even saving. So don't forget to check out the website. This will be quite useful in your search. Thank you guys.